Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horses.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
Sitting by the window of a nursing home, reflecting on her 90 years. The house where Sue used to live had just been sold. Not much left but memories and tears. Her husband Bobby recently had passed away, former first lieutenant of the Corps. Forever lasted a little more than 60 years. Married since the last days of the war. Family came to visit after church one day, bringing boxes filled with joy and pain, taking turns paging through the photographs, pastimes up and down the country lane. Her son came to a musty, dusty, hardbound book, wiped it off, handed it to Sue. She smiled so bright into the night, began to spout her thoughts about the high school class of 1932. There was Peg, a looker at the bar, and Roy, the local baseball star, and Paul, the townie everybody knew. With Tim the King and Dee the Queen, and all the people in between, the high school class of 1932. No longer at the window of a nursing home, a victim of her 90 years. No caring about the house that had just been sold. Nothing left but memories and tears. At the wake, the stories poured on out from everyone. Would have made the girl smile through and through. About the way she moved, the way she cared for all the things she gave and shared. The lady from the high school class of 1932. There was Jill, a waitress at the bar, and John, who wore his battle scars, and Bill sure could play a note or two. They worked hard and they swore loud they'd stand way above the crowd, the high school class of 1932. There was Sam, who pumped gas for your car, and Tom, the big-time TV star, and Sue, the grandma everybody knew. Just sit on back and drink a cup. You can only hope to measure up to the high school class of 1932. 1932. Thank you very much.
All right, all right, all right. The show is Horses Sing None of It. My name is Ralph Litwin, and our guest is Chuck Schaeffer.
Hello, Mr. Litwin. How are you tonight? It's an honor to be here.
Honored to have you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And your friend is Vern.
I'm Vern.
What's your last name, Vern?
Forte.
Forte. Welcome to the show,
Thank
both
you.
of you.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
That was a great song.
Thank you very much. That was written for my grandma. She passed away about 6 months ago, but my most recent album was dedicated to her, so I always try to start the shows off with that song.
It's a keeper.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Great. So tell us about your childhood.
Oh, boy. Then the Arabs came, the old Bart Mercedes-Benz. I was raised in White House Station, New Jersey. I lived there since I was 7 years old. Lived there for a long time. Then I moved to, after college, went to Randolph, New Jersey, where that's where I first met you, Ralph. We put on a concert series there for a few years, and you're one of my first acts at the show. And a few years later, we moved down to Yardley, PA, and started to become a performer. So I'm taking kind of the reverse route in terms of the music career, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it.
What would you like to do next?
What would I like to do? I would like you to help me on the next song, Ralph, if you would, please.
Sure.
This song was written for my uncle, who's actually a big fan and takes an annual trek down to the Daytona 500. It's called the Earhart Junior Blues. And if he would win some races, it might be worth a little bit more than it's worth right now. So anyway, here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we went to Talladega, we'll do a little racing, drive 500 miles. My thoughts of embracing, speeding around the oval, beating Junior and sending them home. The winner of Daytona and 20 other races, over $40 million. He's covered all the bases, a mountain of the man, the magician of it, cracking the chrome. At the last race in Pocono, I took one on the chin. Passed me on the final lap and went on for the win. I was more than prime, the crew was good to go. With no way of losing to my enemy and foe. Checking at the pit, looked over the gauges, and loaded on the tires. Tinkered with the engines, everything was ready. Time to get on with the show. No way the sucker's gonna beat me again. Drove the car to the line, began in pole position, with JR running last. Wasn't in my vision. They dropped the green flag, hit the gas, I was gone. Had dreams of winning big and flexing on my brawn. The car was running fine, the cylinders were churning like there was no tomorrow. Pavement really burning from the corner of my eye. There was there with a wink and a yawn. Yeah, no way the sucker's gonna beat me again. Take some of that, guys. Just a few laps remain, a little room for error. So while the Lord encouraged me with Earhart the terror, my heart began a thumping, a nightmare of living. Had to hold them off or else I hurt and I'll be given. So I veered to the left and steered to the right. He pulled out around me straight into the night. I knew right then that's the last time to see the man. I made it to the finish just a little bit later than that dog number 8, son of the Intimidator. Stood beside the ladies wearing bud on their chest, trophy in hand, a champagne on the vest. He looked down upon me and said to the letter, I'm the best there ever was, isn't anybody better. I slammed down my hat, can't believe a sucker beat me again. Yeah, that sucker, he beat me again. very much. That was a nice harp playing there, Ralph.
Thanks, Chuck.
So that was my Daytona song, the Earhart Junior Blues.
So what I was trying to get you to talk about before was your experience in your grandparents' bar.
Oh, is that? Oh, man.
Gotta have one real good story.
Yeah, it's something that probably isn't encouraged today in the 21st century, where my grandparents owned a bar called the Shamrock on Route 22 in Bridgewater, New Jersey, for those of you that can remember those days before it became a cafe casino. And I get to spend my days listening to their jukebox and playing on a pool table and going down in the basement seeing thousands and thousands and thousands of cases of beer stacked up, looked like a castle. It was a great place. So I was there till I was about 10 years old, and they sold it, doggone it.
That's where you got your first taste of country music.
Yes, it is. And we listened to all the one-hit wonders that we had. I actually had a jukebox there, and 15 years later in college, I had a 64 Rock Cola sitting in my fraternity house. It was great. It was held together by beer caps. It was awesome, man. A bunch of mechanical engineers trying to keep a 30-some-year-old jukebox working was great. Should have seen it. We had all the old hits. We had like the Snoopies and the Red Barons and the Len Barrys and those types of records in there. It was great.
Cool.
Yeah.
What else you got for us?
What else I got for you? That's a good question. The next song I'm going to do is actually the title track on my CD. It was written by Craig Bickhart, and I actually had the opportunity to meet him at a Nashville Songwriters Workshop. And after the workshop was over, I said, Mr. Bickhart, I really like what you do. Would you mind if I cover one of your songs? And he sent me 2 CDs with 25 songs on it, and this was number 6. It's called Along These Lines. Ready? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ask how long he's worked this land, he'll show you his calloused hands. Ask him where his faith comes from, he'll just squint up at the sun. Every wrinkle on his brow tells a story even now. Along these lines, read his life and time. Every twist and turn, every lesson learned. And it's clear by the way he wears his years, he don't need to speak his mind. It's all there along these lines. He's plowed these fields, reaped the grain, does his best, he can't complain. Lost some loved ones on the way, it's his will, that's all I say. Has the dust and wind and rain running deep within his veins. Along these lines, read his life and times. Every twist and turn, every lesson learned. And it's clear by the way he wears his years, he don't have to speak his mind. It's all there along these lines. Ask him how he's come this far, he'll look down and laugh. He'll say, all I've tried to do is walk that narrow path. Along these lines, can read his life and times. Every twist and turn, every lesson learned. And it's clear by the way he wears his years, he don't have to speak his mind. It's all there along these lines. He don't have to speak his mind. It's all there along these lines. Thank you very much. Thanks, Craig.
All right. We should let folks know how they can find out more information about your recordings and your activities.
Okay. Well, if you look in the police blotter or the paper, you can find some of my recent activities. But as far as my music and my website's at www.chuckschaeffer.com. It's SCHAEFFER.com. We've been quite fortunate in the last 12 months. We've played everywhere from Maine to Myrtle Beach, and we'll be heading down to Nashville in a couple months, and we've got a lot of good stuff going on, so we're really excited. A couple songs on a couple compilation CDs of conferences, so a lot happening right now, Ralph.
All right. What else you got for us?
Funny you should ask. This next song we're going to do is about my first car. It's a 1976 banana-colored, rust-spotted Buick Regal. A real chick magnet, I'll tell you what. And the car couldn't stop in the rain. I hit one or two of them in Hoboken on Observer Highway for you, those of you in Hudson County, so not a scratch on it. It was great. So anyway, this is called Big Old Buick. Here we go. Back in 1903, a man named Dave couldn't know what become of his dream today. Metal and rubber for a couple of bucks. Every guy could buy a pickup truck. Drive to the lake, bask in the sun. Drink a little beer and have some fun. When it's dark, crawl and back and park in my big old Buick. Body full of the rust. Just keeps on going and got me trust. Big old Buick. Down that dirt road, kicking up the dust. Well, I was 17, wild and free, till my big old Buick raced for the sea. Pedal till the metal tearing up the road, 110, so I was told by a trooper on Route 19 who walked up, said you crossed the line. I said, hello friend, so we'll meet again. My big old Buick, body full of rust, just keeps on going and got me trust. Big old Buick, down that dirt road, kicking up the dust. Yeah, I think about the times, about the days my head was in a constant haze, rumbling down the highway, my Buick and me. Now my mode of transportation's cause for fear and desperation. Nowhere to run, nowhere to flee. Well, I don't think they've had a mind that day when in Detroit he bore his life away. Long time gone, memory a little faded, about the big old Buick being towed and paraded. Slipped through the snow, sliding in the rain. 8 miles to the guy would drive you insane. What's in the spot of the parking lot? Yeah, you guessed it, my big old Buick, body full of rust, just keeps on going and got me trust. Big old Buick, down that dirt road, kicking up the dust. Big old Buick, body full of rust, just keeps on going and got me trust. Big old Buick, down that dirt road, kicking up the dust, kicking up the dust. My big old Buick, I was so close, but now I'm home. My butt is toast. My big old Buick, please help me out. And it's got the whip, feet don't fail me now. I'm a big old Buick, going downtown in my big old Buick. Gonna catch the hell in my 76 big old Buick. See you later in my big old Buick. Thank you.
All right, all right. So I saw in your bio that you used to hang out a lot with Spook Handy.
I'm sorry?
Spook Handy,
Oh, yeah.
an old friend of
was
ours.
actually a big help in getting me going musically. I had the opportunity to hang out with him a couple years and learn the ropes, see how he does things, and he was a big help. Actually, I did some work for him down at Freehold at the singing competition they had down there. I did some sound work for him and learned a lot of little intricate things behind the scenes that it takes in order to make it as a musician. So, hi, Spook.
He's been a guest on the show a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
An old friend.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I did some bookings for him as well. I got some shows for him out in the western part of the United States, and Wyoming and Idaho and Washington State. So he's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
So what you got up for us next?
What do I got for you next? I have a song written by a fine gentleman also from Nashville, songwriters named Bill DeLuigi. Hi, Bill. How you doing? Hope you're watching, even though you're down in Tennessee. This song's called Strangers Again. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We spoke like this in a dream. Jesus stood between you and me. Darkness fled from the sky, so don't cry. I'm sorry for those years. Can we cross that river of tears? Let our sorrows wash to the sea, salt and sweet. Hold me close, I'm a fading fast. Help me to make peace with the past. Pretend that we're lovers, pretend that we're friends, 'cause I don't want to leave being strangers again. Wish that I could stay, kiss your wounds and swallow up the pain. How I wishing made it so. But it don't. I never meant you harm. Angels danced when you were in my arms. Now I hear the sound of a midnight choir. Goodbye. Hold me closer, I'm a fading fast. Help me to make peace with the past. Pretend that we're lovers, pretend that we're friends, 'cause I don't want to leave being strangers again. Hold me closer, I'm a fading fast. Help me to make peace with the past. Pretend that we're lovers, pretend that we're friends, 'cause I don't want to leave being strangers again. I don't want to leave being strangers again. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bill.
Very nice.
Thank you, Connie, Ralph. I love this place. I love the walls you have here, Ralph. My walls look a lot like that at home with my girls in their rooms with the Justin Bieber posters and that type of thing.
Look like this is your car.
You see my windows. My girls always swore that if I was going to have a white Mercury Sable like 80 million other people, that it was going to have lots of stickers on it so everyone could find it. So I got every living sticker possible on the back windows of my car. It's great. that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, you're going to give us another song?
Sure, I can. This song is actually about something not too far down the road. My first date was at the Suntan Lake, if you all remember that, on Route 23 in Butler, New Jersey. The year after I had my first date with my wife, it became a Lowe's improvement store. So we met somewhere in a lawnmower aisle over there, I guess. The song's called That Way Love Grows. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. Walk down the road from a beauty in a gallery. But hardly a word to the girl, she was trouble indeed. Till her note on the store door provided the strength I need. Marshall Tucker sold out in Butler Memorial Day. Stopped at Rose Ernst Liquors, run the ticket off a parking valet. See motorcycles, thinking I was dead. Total paranoia running in my head. Off to find a needle in a haystack for what lies ahead. And there'll be a hugging, squeezing, kissing, pleasing, laughing for whatever reason. Nothing bringing you down. It's how the world gets around. That's the way love grows. So I swallowed the lump in my throat and walked through the gate. No turning back now, hoping for a good twist of fate. 40 minutes later, my mind would be free. Walking on the water, she parted the seas. Hugged and danced and sang, now can't you see? And there was hugging, squeezing, kissing, pleasing, laughing for whatever reason. Nothing bringing you down. It's how the world gets around. That's the way love grows. So we drove